the Wuhan Open to take on either Sean Murphy or Gary Wilson. Judd Trump to get us underway. He's won the last 7 meetings between himself and Jack. Sustain that today. If he can certainly win.
Absolutely, Dave. He's a bit of an enigma, isn't he? Let's be honest. We've had lots of... I think we just have to enjoy him for what he is, and what he might not be on occasions. As you pointed out, 3 of those defeats to Judd Trump, the beautiful player he is to watch at times. And there's no question, given that he has beaten Judd, not recently, but he has beaten him 5 times, that he is capable of doing so here. Oh, that's quite a bad mistake. He didn't get to it to pot it, that one. So, an early...
Oh, no surprise straight away, getting everything into play. Yeah, he's been here a few days. Obviously, as he flew out, he wasn't aware that Ryan Day was going to pull out. So, in this tournament, having won that qualifier a couple of months ago now.
Jack's ranking of 28 is misleading material. Of course, he's been in there before. Highest ranking of 10. That's a bit more in keeping with... He's a very elegant player, and he makes snooker look very easy. Sullivan, of course, is also in that category of making the game look... Very delicately played.
42.
The other thing about him, of course, is he's quite a fluent player.
43.
He's one of those players who could win in half an hour or even less.
We've got to focus on the easy stuff, because it does come easily to him.
51.
And he's doing here. This is a good start so far.
Fred, if he'd like to be able to hold, and he'd have to play it gently to do so. And that's probably as much as he could have stopped the cue ball. More than that.
65.
Very satisfied taking these so far. The frame has been won in the single visit. That's absolutely, as I said. Might be that he's a left-hander as well, mightn't it? That it makes him like this
79.
elegant players who... There's something about a left-handed snooker player that's pleasing on the eye, usually. I mean, there was 1 or 2 except often they have a gift. And he's moving the balls around delightfully in this first frame.
He started it very impressively. Trump just left the chance within a couple of shots. Lisowski got simple stuff really well.
94.
So, with this pink, this is what he's got to do if he's going to beat Judd Trump today.
Might play it around 2 cushions here, between the gap between the yellow and brown, or he tried to play that, but it's a very well played. Can be misleading. He always tends to look like this, but you cannot do any more than what he's doing here. Bit of a loosener, it felt, and it's cost him.
111. 115. 126.
Well, what a delightful break. Wonderful from Jack Lisowski. A total clearance of 133 frame. Most of any chance here.
His best. Lisowski at arm's length. And he had a terrific season last year, Judd, especially though the early part. I mean, the second half. Well, that's side of the bunch. This could go wrong. And it kind of has. The pot's not stayed out, but position not easy from here. The way he got up as if he thought it had rolled off, but he has. Lovely cueing.
Quite not making, a particularly great start to the campaign.
When you look at someone like Tepchaya, those 147s he's made, he's down the rankings, but that's a nice shot. That's opened up the black completely. Range player. A beautiful player to watch.
17.
Snooker, so worth watching.
$25.
That was a good recovery shot because he didn't want to be that close to the cushion, of course.
32.
He had them up and down. Sometimes, yes, he missed the pot and he didn't hit a bolt colour, but as he's on it, so that was quite fortunate because there's no way in the world he played it in the way that he got it in frame one. Yeah, couldn't take advantage.
Jack Lisowski. One.
Well, that was actually. So all is forgiven.
9.
Well, of course, he's seen he's cleaned them, so Trump is still a long way in front. Of course, he's a two-year system. Points get taken off as well throughout the campaigns. Of course, around this time.
24.
Just needs another red here to level things up. You mentioned Trump's consistency, and it's a very good point. But I think it helps that he invariably had over there, obviously. But with Judd playing and Zhao Jintong in action, well, I don't think that'll come into play. 63 the difference, 3 snookers to tie. Oh, I have seen that happen actually, where the wrong person breaks off, and you don't. It's not condoned. You have to set the balls up.
It's won the opening frame against Rhiannon Evans, who's looking actually to become the first woman to reach the last 16 of a ranking event today. Maguire's taking the first against Shannon.
Some pretty big matches taking place on outside tables today. Sean Murphy and Gary Wilson is a very interesting.
7 or something, but there were quite a few people there actually watching. There was an audience, which is good.
Yeah, playing the plant, but hoping the cue ball would come back. I don't think he bargained. No, he was not even so thin that he couldn't hold. He could hold for the black, so it turned out to be a mistake. It's likely to be an open match, these two. I mean, there might be a match that's going to be played fairly rapidly, I think.
17.
He's got the feeling that he didn't like the way that the Reds were grouped up.
Judd Trump, 24.
Well, he went for the pot. He was absolutely miles away. And once again, a bit like frame. Does he go direct already in? Of course, that's always the problem. Oh, well, he hasn't avoided it.
Jack Lisowski,
I don't know whether that's direct. Significant, though. Probably going to cost him the frame.
1.
But 2, he's opened all the reds up for the heaviest scorer in the game right now, Judd Trump. Already, for example, Zhao Xingtong's made 13.
7.
It's not impossible. It could just come down to the crucible schedule. Of course, in that scenario, it would guarantee to be Xingtong because he'll be on the first day. It was a great moment. Applauded him. Just acknowledging the achievement.
10.
Still not won the. Yeah, he didn't quite get very close to the red. It was the shot before, the yellow. He was limited in what he could do.
1.
Lisowski. But I'm afraid
Jack Lisowski,
he might have been unlucky
1.
not to. That was the end of that.
Yeah, the worry for Lisowski is that Trump, hasn't really hit the heights yet, has he? He's struggled to land these openings. And the last shot Lisowski played, he pushed a red safe, which favours Trump with the lead he's got. So, as I say, despite him not really yet producing the snooker we know he can.
9.
So Jack Lisowski started with that magnificent 133 total clearance to take the lead in the match.
I think what it is, the girls really, but it can be frames like this where there aren't necessarily any big breaks, and they're the ones you've got to win. It might not be, well, we have to say that, to knock it in, knock a red in. Cost him the frame.
Yeah, he had the chance afterwards.
There is a slightly sloppy shot there from a shot. But in a roundabout way, it's given him a chance. If you can play right-handed, if you're a left-handed player, otherwise I'm not sure how he could have ever got to that with the whole bunch of reds in the way.
1.
But if he fell 3-1 down despite this good start, then, well, he might not be thinking. Very good shot. Oh, dear. Well, that is frustrating, isn't it? That really is. Good shot. But even then, I expected him to get it.
1. Nine.
Yeah, didn't really go into the bunch. He was just trying to hold the cue ball.
17. $25. $33.
Single one out of those. So you probably have to go into them. It might not take.
36.
Strange shot, that. So that's why you have to play on the loose red. So it's going to have to be a better positional shot on it. So there's quite a bit of riding. Took the pressure off that last shot a little bit, I think.
$52.
That blue to the green pocket. So the bits and pieces really the previous two frames, but fact is he's going to be 3-1 up at the interval, and Lisowski's had
67. 68.
Yes, he missed that bit. And then, of course, the blue in this frame, the blue.
75.
Yeah, not a lot to write home about since, and this now is Trump
84.
at his best. As I say, needed a few chances in the previous two as he attempts to make his 11th century of the season.
$92.
Black and yellow.
Yellow, I almost missed it.
104.
So he's played 16 frames this week and he's won 13 of them, Judd Trump.
108.
108, it was the blue, of course, that Lisowski missed initially to set up the chance, and this time Judd Trump just needs.
One.
Distraction. Beautiful shot. He floated that in.
Ten.
Well, the red potted into here. Just landing behind it. So it's going to have to be a forcing shot onto them. Reds haven't really moved, so probably no further. Well, he seemed determined to try and keep the break going, but that wasn't all that close either.
Rhian Evans has pulled one back against Tom Ford. And Sergio Wei's had a century to lead 3-0 against Jackson Page. So it's clearly something about Wuhan. Last year, the maximum was just outstanding. Couldn't quite reproduce it, though, in the final against Shanghai. The Higgins interview was interesting, wasn't it, in terms of struggling for motivation? Because I saw Gary Wilson at the Championship League able to approach every tournament the same, just try and win them.
This red? The answer is no, it didn't. Yeah, I mean, I have these peaks and troughs, I guess, and yeah, previously the season many years ago. This has got to be made to can. Here and now is where he's got to start to get frames on the board. He's got to get points on the board. Prior to that, of course, he's not really a dig-in sort of a player.
16.
Mark Allen.
That is a beautiful shot. The bunch were very... Bit of a calculation.
One. $39.
Done pretty well. He's on the black fairly.
$55.
That's not a good shot on the previous one. I don't know how he could. Ah, brilliant.
63.
So another red by the pink out, but that's risky. Yeah, I think he's done well to avoid trying that.
No, so not over yet. That was frame ball.
65.
Buried in behind the pink and doesn't go anywhere, then Lisowski is not going to want to move that, because that is the one way back into the frame for Trump. Under any circumstances. So I think he's done the right thing. It's a pretty good shot, that, I'd say. Yeah, that's very good.
Well,
One.
not taking any chances
Jack
playing the
Lisowski.
snooker.
1.
Win it. We'll see what happens here with Trump if he hits it and
Foul. Jack Lisowski.
Stays in the frame, but now it's a couple. Just when it looked like Trump was getting on top.
Yeah, I mean, Lisowski before the interval, he made a few errors. He, as I said at the time, he's playing a much better frame here.
Ten. 13. 17.
'Couldn't see a lot more of the blue than the frame.
And that's exactly what he's done. So Jack Lisowski pulls one back, an important one to win, clearly, to Stephen Maguire, who won the first, the Championship League. He's 2 each with Zhao Xingtong on table 2. Of course, Neil Robertson and Ronnie O'Sullivan contested the final of the second, the Saudi Arabia.
He's got the first go at this table. Things would get very interesting. And we know he's capable of all of those things.
5.
It's a good shot. He's always knew that he had that red on the left to back him up. He just won the previous frame and he's in first here, so he's on a bit of a roll.
Doesn't go into his shell. Here again, trying to get things moving. Hasn't quite worked out, though. It was tough.
He just got to the left of it. That's a good shot. If he played it with any more pace, he'd have hit it. That shot, didn't it? The player view.
7.
I'm loath to say this.
Knocking these huge breaks. Bingham is another one who makes 147s because he's been world champion. But the break's going to end here. Moments. You'd have to win one here.
Judd Trump. 13. 4 and a miss.
Ah, brilliant. I mean, obviously, you don't want to get the other side of the shot.
He certainly won't take Lisowski for granted. Not a chance. He's practiced with him many times.
No.
Good friends with him. Knows how good he is. I'm sure as well he will have given him advice, but on occasions like today...
17.
with natural cueing. So, just when you felt that he was getting this frame,
Judd Trump.
it's where his concentration's got to be good. That's a good shot. There's no reason why he shouldn't capitalise fully on that mistake from Trump now, not in this frame.
Yeah, these are the moments, the key moments of matches, aren't they? When one player will feel they should have won the frame, the other...
16. 17. $25.
Yes, he might have felt right. That's fine. Fractionally. $40. Just took an extra feather there, just the way Trump can only tie. And he might have done better with that shot. Because from that left side,
Great.
Judd is a left-handed player. Yeah, you can drop in behind it now, so black from there. It's a bit close to it, isn't he?
It is a big frame. Felt it anyway, but he has been able to kill it off. Missed that to frame 6. He makes the clearance, so the black comes back on. Big, big moments now.
It's a little bit of a myth. I know the shot is always played like this. This position. He's certainly tried it. That was a great effort, but it might cost him the...
After all that, it will be level. In it goes. What a finish to frame 6, and it is Jack Lisowski who knocks in the re-spotted black to level. In control, but things have turned round. It's 3-3. Very early in the season, this thing. Problem with Trump, and it's a good problem to have, is his record has been so... What's wrong with him? Well, what's wrong with him there? He's not played that well.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him play a lot. Say a weekend, of course, the semi-finals usual. It's not a Sunday final this year.
Jack Lisowski.
But if he's there at the business end, you know, he's going to be tough to beat. That's what he's trying. Got to believe in the table, not rolling off.
Massive month of Saudi. This is 140,000 to the winner. Ooh. Well, could have been worse. She's got the rattle there.
this is red all along he was looking at, but he really has to get this dead right. He's not. And the first go was closer, and surely.
One.
But as Dave said, he's got 10, so here you have to play the game as well.
Eight. Thirteen.
Play on the pink or black here into that right corner.
20.
See that bottom red also goes, so he's slowly but
27.
yeah, I think sometimes it's just. Also, you have to understand important junctures in a match.
Demolition jobs, far from it. There's been moments where he's really had to dig in. Last year in Saudi,
42.
first round 4-0 down.
50.
To kill this frame off. Really focused hard, hasn't he, here on this break, Judd Trump. Lisowski did have the step in and take full advantage, and this is why he's top of the rankings, isn't it? In moments like this in matches.
And there's been an element of good control throughout it. Doesn't mean he's won the match, but he looks at the moment even of the two, I think. But it's been enjoyable. Both players have played their part in what's been a very interesting match. It can yet go all the way, of course.
70.
This frame is
Could so easily have stolen the terrific break here. Of course, he was the first winner in Wuhan 2 years ago, and the tournament was held on the plane. Could have sat the tournament out, didn't. Came here, won this, and then went to Belfast. How sort of driven he is to win. Looking like a second century of the afternoon for Trump. What a time to make this one, though. Superb. $100 exactly from Judd Trump. He's back in front and he's won 1,099. It was at the English Open, wasn't it, in Brentwood, so not even a year ago. We've had a couple of results through, 5-2 to Tepchire, 5-1 for Tom Ford.
It was a nice safety shot from Trump. There's always a red, isn't there, that you know that you should be able to avoid. It's almost like it's big. Well, without them, not easy. But of course, if you could get an angle on the blue and crash into the bunch. There's no reason why he shouldn't, if he's got the angle, go into them, but his plays on the bottom red, but still going into
13.
So choosing to do the same thing but with a different red. It's not shot that. Well, it's not bad. Once again, a little
19.
straight on. Played it well. That's probably the best shot of the.
25.
Yes, I think there wasn't.
Judd Trump.
You know, it's the pragmatic approach there he took. Yeah, good decision, I think, there. Didn't like the pot. He knows he's treading on thin ice as far as this match is. But either way, maybe Lisowski's shot was a good one. It turned out not. But there's a lot of reds to cover. And that is very well judged. You're going twice across. Playing here. Just to drop into one of the two reds. Missed it again. And this will definitely go back this time, no doubt about it.
Well, that's 3 attempts already.
Well, he's got the shot, and well played.
Well, Lisowski got over that hurdle eventually, but the pressure's still on here. At any moment.
Well, in fairness to Lisowski, he's battling hard. It wasn't close, was he? He was thinking about getting that cue ball away from all the action.
One.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could argue that last red he missed if he'd have played it full-bloodedly, rather.
Yeah, I mean, when Trump, in his early years, was a really, really hard player to beat. We saw his response to losing the respot in frame 6. He came out.
15.
And that includes the green. Albeit the reds are spread everywhere. Well, this red goes in.
Yeah, this is Trump's other great skill as a recovery potter. I mean, the red and the brown were missable, and he's our winner. And in the end, he's dominated these 2 frames since Lisowski won that respot for 3-3. Here, of course, 2 years ago, Stephen Hendry paid him a great compliment, and he would know better than anyone. He said, so that's why he's so well prepared for these tournaments. He wants to win as many trophies as he can. He doesn't settle for... Well, that red yielded at the last moment. So it's going to be 8 wins in a row against his good friend.
He missed. It looked bad, but he was trying to escape up the table, and that was his... just about his last shot, wasn't it?
Judd Trump then completes victory over Jack